Today we're going to be talking about the best and worst pieces of basketball advice, and I'm going to be ranking them. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with all my claims. Let's get into it. First one, work on your weak hand. Oh, that's got to be S tier, man. Only being able to go to your dominant hand means you can only score on 50% of plays. Once you get that weak hand up, then you can score in any different scenario. Work on your weak hand is S tier. Next one. Use the triple threat. I'm going to put it in C tier. I think everybody overhypes the triple threat, especially the old heads, and I just don't think it's that important, right? Basketball is evolving, man, and everybody's playing on the move. You don't usually have the time to catch the basketball, get in the triple threat, look around, and then make a decision. However, I do believe younger players should be taught the triple threat instead of just having the ball up here and then going on their back foot whenever they get double teamed or something. Be strong with the basketball, but don't waste time. Next, defense is all effort. I mean, that's not as much of a piece of advice as more of just a statement, but I'm going to say D tier because defense is so much more than just effort, right? I think it is huge on footwork, your decision making, and cutting angles correctly, right? A big lesson that I had to learn as a shorter guard is you're not always trying to get the steal per se and beat your offensive guy. You're trying to make sure the offensive guy can't get to his spots. So you're not exactly playing him all the time. You're playing him to his weaknesses and denying him his strengths. Next up, confidence is everything. All right, this one is tough because the only way, in my opinion, to have true confidence is to show that you have the abilities to play basketball and you deserve to be confident. So saying, I'm going to delude myself into being confident, I think that's a terrible way to go about it because you can't trick your mind. You can't tell yourself that you're great at something if you've never trained hard before, right? So I'm actually going to put confidence is everything in F tier. Even though I talk about confidence so much on this channel, I truly believe you have to put in the work to earn your confidence. But a lot of players struggle with actually being confident even if they put in the work. So I try to work with you on that. But there's no excuse for it. You cannot be confident and you don't deserve to be confident if you don't work hard. Play against better competition. Oh, that's S tier. Absolute S tier. Playing against better competition is going to be terrible for your ego, which, in my opinion, is a really good thing. I'll tell y'all a story. Recently, I played in my first ever Pro-Am game. So it's kind of like semi-professional players or players that played at, good colleges. Maybe they're in their mid-20s, right? I scored a whopping 2 points in that game, and I probably went 1 of 8 from the field. But it was a great learning experience. I realized that it's a faster game than high school basketball. So playing against competition, terrible for your ego, right? You might not do well, but that's what's going to help you grow. So play against better competition, man. Oh, my favorite. Practice at game speed. I'm going to put this at an A tier. Not an S tier, but I'm going to explain why, because there's another piece of this advice later in the video. Practicing at game speed is huge. If you're going slow in your practices and you expect to translate that into games, you're fooling yourself. If you play slow in practice, that's how you're going to play in games. I get a lot of questions from people asking, how do I do the moves that I perform in practice against a live defender? The way to do it is to either A, find one of your friends to guard you in practice, get one-on-one games going and work on those moves with a high-pressure defender, or B, do them quick, do them fast, visualize a defender in front of you, and act accordingly, right? Maybe the defender isn't going to let you take that step to the right. Maybe you have to do a between the legs to the left. Next one, play multiple sports to improve. That's going to be an F tier. I might get some backlash for that because I was told to play multiple sports. I was told to run track in the off season, and I never did. I don't think you need to play multiple sports to improve. I think you can play multiple sports if you want to just enjoy a different sport, have some fun, maybe develop some muscles that you don't really use for basketball much, then you could develop them by playing a different sport. However, I don't see the risk reward, right? If you're developing muscles that you don't necessarily use for basketball, well, it's in the words, like, you don't use it. And also, you could get hurt, right? And taking the time to play a different sport in the offseason instead of training for basketball takes your time away from basketball. Now, if you're worried about conditioning, just discipline yourself to condition yourself in the offseason by running suicides or running sprints, running around your neighborhood, right? There's other ways to go about it. I personally don't agree with that piece of advice that you have to play multiple sports. All right. Watch film to get smarter. S tier. If you want to be a serious basketball player, man, you have to watch film. Now, that doesn't mean you have to watch, I don't know, every single, like, NBA game. What I'm telling you to watch is, my best piece of advice is, first of all, watch your own film. Second of all, watch the film of teams or players that are a level above you. So let's say you're in high school. Watch college basketball. Trying to watch NBA games and take what they do and incorporate it into your own game might be difficult because NBA players are some of the most genetically gifted athletes on the planet. So trying to recreate some of the actions and movements that they do may be genetically impossible for you. For myself personally, I learned that. There are certain NBA players that you can study and learn a lot from, but make sure they're aligned to your play style. Conditioning wins games. I'm gonna put this at a B tier. If you don't have good conditioning, you're gonna... No, you know what? No. I'm putting this at an A tier. Your conditioning is so important, not just for the opportunity to run the fast break and, of course, stay on the court, not have to get subbed out every quarter or every couple minutes because you're just gassed, but being well conditioned can help you staying efficient through the entire game. I remember I had to learn that lesson in the beginning of, I believe it was my junior year. I was playing AAU before the high school season started, and I started out games hot. Like, I'm talking 15 points in the first quarter. But then I got gassed. And instead of getting a 30 bomb or something for that game, I would finish with like maybe 20 points. So my efficiency slowed as the game progressed because I was so exhausted and I couldn't do the same moves that I did in the first quarter. So please work on your conditioning. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Train every day. Immediately, you might think I would put this at S tier. But I don't think I will. I'll put it at B. I may be wrong for this, but when I had my most success in basketball, my junior, senior year, I trained basically every single day. Every single day. And I barely had any rest days. Maybe one per week, if that. But usually I would just not rest. And I did improve at the game of basketball very rapidly. However, I just don't think it's a great lifestyle, honestly. Looking back at it now, I'm grateful for it, and it taught me a lot of lessons. However, depending on what you want in life and in basketball, it might not align with what you truly desire. Also, training every single day is very taxing on your body. When I was younger, I had Osgood-Schlatter's disease, right, which is basically just pain in your knees from growth and overuse and stuff like that. I just had all these other aches and pains all the time, which was tough. So my message to my younger self would be this: train 6 days a week, maybe 5. I know, it sounds crazy. Train 5 to 6 days a week instead of 7, but have one of those days at least be dedicated to recovering, whether that be stretching, mobilization training, right? Getting used to putting your body through different types of stretched positions so that you lower the chance of injury. I wish I knew that when I was younger. Next up, do every drill at full speed. That is going to be a D tier. Doing every single drill at game speed is not the way. That's why I was telling you guys earlier about the practicing at game speed, why it's not an S tier. I put it at A, is because of this right here. I've told players to train at game speed before, and somehow it gets lost in translation. They believe they need to do every single drill at game speed. But that's not true. When you're learning something new, or you need some kind of required precision, slow yourself down. Whenever you're learning something new, you need to get the footwork right. You need to get the technique right. So don't rush it. Form matters more than reps. I'm going to say F tier. No, not F tier. I'll say D tier. Form does not matter more than reps. Have you ever had a teammate that shoots the basketball in the weirdest way imaginable, but they still hit shots? That's why I say this. Yes, your jump shot might look weird. Yes, you might not look like a normal basketball player. But if you're still getting points on the board and if you're still being effective, I don't think it really matters. We saw the Ball brothers come into the NBA and their jump shots were whack, bro. But who cares? They were still getting buckets. I think the best way to go about it is to look up the best jump shot forms and study it and see what's most comfortable for you. And then stop worrying about it. Once you know the principles of what a good jump shot should look like, just rep it out. After you shoot 500 plus shots a day for half a year, then come talk to me about perfect form. Lifting weights ruins your shot. F tier. Lifting weights does not ruin your shot. If anything, I think it can help you improve it because you get a bit more strength and you can shoot from further away. Lifting weights will not stunt your growth or make your shot like go over the backboard or something crazy. No. The only bad side of lifting when it comes to shooting is that right after a lift, your shots are probably going to be short. So just don't lift before a game or something. But other than that, I suggest that you do lift. Just be safe. Don't ego lift. Don't be stupid. All right. Next up, you gotta want it more. You hear this advice all the time, especially like old school coaches. You gotta want it more than them. I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this piece of advice, but just saying you gotta want it more doesn't really mean anything. Everybody wants to win. I've said this before in videos in the past. Everybody wants to win, but there is only a select few people who are willing to prepare to win. So put in the reps, put in the work, and don't just say, oh, I want it more than him. Show it. Next. Just shoot more to get better. Honestly, bro, S tier. Everybody's trying to find the perfect training method and perfect training regimen, but just put in the reps. 99% of people will not work hard. I'm going to say that again. 99% of people will not work hard. So if you do, you are already ahead of most. Handle the ball low at all times. I'll say D tier. It depends on the situation. Sometimes you gotta dribble low, sometimes you gotta dribble high. I don't think that needs a long explanation. Body language matters to coaches. S tier. Oh my goodness. Absolute S tier. Body language is extremely important when it comes to how the coaches perceive you. If you have terrible body language, that signals to the coach that you have a low emotional maturity. Straight up. But if you have positive body language, you're always encouraging people, you don't let negativity get to you, that's going to show the coach, wow, this kid is mature, he knows how to carry himself, I want that kind of player on my team. Play pickup every chance you get. I'll say D tier. A lot of times we turn down pickup basketball because we're worried about getting hurt, and I don't see pickup as the worst thing in the world to do because it's game reps, so you might as well take it. But what I would recommend is know who you're playing with. If you're watching somebody play pickup or you're watching a group of guys play pickup and they invite you to join them, just look at how they play. Are they undercutting each other when they jump or in each other's landing space? Is it getting really physical? Just watch out for that kind of stuff. Fundamentals over flash. Yeah, S tier. Get your points and walk away. Act like you've been there before. Take the Tim Duncan approach. He wins championships. Next up, work harder than everyone else. S tier. The only reason why this couldn't be an S tier, I'm keeping it there, but the only reason why I wouldn't is if you don't truly want basketball success. If you don't truly want it, you're not going to be happy. So understand what you want and know what you desire out of life and go out there and get it, man. I hope you enjoyed this new style of content. I'm trying out some new things, seeing what's fun for y'all. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, man, keep God first. Stay blessed, bro. I'll see y'all, boys.